Here we go. Lions and Tigers and Crazy Pills. Diamond Dave Bartoo, handicapper to the gods. He joins us on ESPN 1059 The Zone. And this is Show Me the Money and Bartoo's Bangers, baby.
Be turned off. You know what you need. Because you gotta somehow make that paper, right?
Show me the money!
You come to the right place for that. Because it's time for Bo Bounds to
Show me the money!
show you, baby.
We do have really cool hoodie pullovers being made right now with Show Me the Money logo on it. It's going to look so good. So good. This guy created an awesome logo. We trademarked Show Me the Money because Jerry Maguire was one of my favorite movies. I mean, that Tom Cruise, Cuba Gooding, bit was phenomenal. I was in college. I thought it was great, and I've only watched it like 70 times over the last 25 years. So Show Me the Money, powered by the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook and Lounge. That's the Timeout Lounge on the property of Pearl River Resort. Bet $50 there. Play award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for $40. It felt amazing today. The weather is fabulous. This is grilling weather. This is golf weather. And this is hanging out with your buddies at the Golden Moon Sportsbook weather with a bourbon. Little Wilderness Trail bourbon, Wilderness Trail rye that scored 97 points here recently. Dave Bartoo on the Out of Bounds Show. Good morning, Pumpkin.
Dude, I would love to be at the Dancing Rabbit this morning. It is 49 and raining here right now. It pretty much, it's fall. It's beautiful, but I'd certainly go for the upgrade of 74 sunny and teeing it up. That's
Dude,
for darn sure.
Sometimes you beat us on the weather, and sometimes there's some windows where we get you. This morning, Bartoo, 55 degrees, high of 66 today. You're right. Dancing Rabbit Golf Club with a cold beer and some buddies. Come on. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Either side. Pick your side. The Oaks, go for it. It's all there for you.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm jealous for anybody at Dancing Rabbit today, but I'm not jealous of the SEC schedule this week because, man, we are going to get entertained, brother. Entertained. There are so many storylines that are possible out of the next couple of weeks because, as you and I know, you go 9-3, you out, right? You're out of the discussion. And there is a bunch of teams that look like they might pick up their third loss in the next couple of weeks, but I just don't know who in the SEC it's going to be, man.
Okay, walk me through. People are talking about how Texas really hasn't faced a tough schedule. They haven't been challenged, but they've done what they're supposed to do. Georgia's played some pretty damn difficult games. So Georgia at Texas laying 3.5, and the total is 56.5. Bartoo.
Let me add some context to what you just said. As you know, and probably the listeners, because I've been doing this with you all long enough, my go-to metric for quality of team performance is offensive scoring efficiency and defensive scoring efficiency. Nothing else, right? No yards. It's not a yards board. It's a scoreboard. And historically, and if you're on the college football playoff committee, this is one of, if not the biggest number as well for the committee. So scoring efficiency on offense, scoring efficiency on defense is king. So now that we're through 7 weeks, I actually went back and looked at the average offense and defense each team has faced year to date. Right? Texas is number one in scoring efficiency defense by a country mile right now. But the average offensive scoring efficiency they faced is 120th in the country out of 134. Right? So everybody going, hey, they ain't face nobody on offense by their defense. You're kind of right. They're 120th. right? And then on the flip side, the offense on average has faced the 74th ranked defense. So in total, the average scoring efficiency per team that Texas has faced is 103rd in the country. Georgia, on the other hand, the average offense and defense they have faced is 20th in the country. Massive gap in terms of quality of play, in terms of who Georgia and Texas have faced. So, if when it comes down to what people are saying, Georgia ain't faced nobody, or Georgia's faced a lot of people, has had a decent schedule, Texas hasn't, well, the numbers kind of back that up. But on the flip side, performance is your performance. I don't buy the whole strength of record too much when it comes down to these kind of things. And so, looking at these numbers, though, you got Texas, I think it opened -3.5 or -3, and it's up to -3.5 now. Total is sitting at 56.5. And just like the Oklahoma game, I like the under in this one. You have, for Texas, the best unit on the field by far is their defense. For Georgia, the best unit on the field is their offense. Year to date, Georgia is 26th in offensive scoring efficiency, 33rd in defensive scoring efficiency. So it's pretty balanced, actually. The numbers have actually come back. I think your Bulldogs kind of put a dent in Georgia's scoring efficiency, because just a week ago, it was the other way around. So Georgia's pretty balanced, but 26 and 33 in their rankings. Texas, number 8 and number 1. They're one of two teams with a top 10 scoring efficiency offense and top 10 scoring efficiency defense. So as far as I'm concerned, it's Texas's world, and we're all just living in it right now. And as far as the betting goes, Texas at home, better offense, better defense. I know, weaker schedule. I'll still take Longhorns and lay the 3.5.
All right, so Bartoo's going to lay the 3.5, and I'm expecting one hell of a football game in Austin this weekend. Dave Bartoo, Show Me the Money, powered by Pearl River Resort. Bet 50 at the Sportsbook. Play award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for $40. Let's go Alabama. Good grief. Alabama.
Which one do you go with, right? There's a ton of them. Now, here's one of the storylines. Before you jump on Alabama, Tennessee, which is just awesome, keep in mind with this. Texas is favored. If they beat Georgia, Ole Miss has a shot of knocking Georgia out of the playoff conversation.
Boom.
Right? I mean, that puts them at 2 losses. Ole Miss beats Georgia, they done. That's it. So that's one of the storylines I'm looking at here. I think the desperate team is Georgia. Tennessee and Alabama. Dude, what has happened to Tennessee's offense? I mean, it's crazy pills, right? Speaking of nuts, I mean, this was a top 5 offense for a good part of 5 weeks, and it didn't just fall off the train, man. I mean, it's gone. It just flat disappeared. I mean, Arkansas shut them down. Florida shut them down. Now they get Alabama, who hasn't been able to shut anybody down in the last 6 quarters. So, you got a number 2 offense in Alabama. You got number 4 defense in Tennessee. That's pretty much a wash. 21 offense for Tennessee, and it hasn't gone anywhere. And Alabama 13 on defense, but their defense hasn't gone anywhere. And Bama's favored by 3. I don't know what's going to happen here. Do you? I mean, I seriously don't know which bad unit, Bama's defense or Tennessee's offense, is going to show up. You know me. I'll lean the talent, right? I'll lean the talent. You got 2 really good coaching staffs here, but I'll still lean the talent. But, ooh, man, I don't know which way this one's going to go.
Hey, who grades out higher, DeBoer or Heupel, or is it just a push?
Oh, DeBoer. DeBoer easily.
Okay.
I'd take DeBoer every single time over Heupel.
Okay.
Not even a question in my mind.
Okay.
And look, man, after DeBoer, after Alabama lost to Vanderbilt, I just got so my DM and my text line just got absolutely hammered by Bama fans, worried about DeBoer, or did we make the right hire? I'm like, there's 6 games in, and this is crazy pills, and the guy is succeeding a legend, and now with free agents, I mean, Nick quit because Nick couldn't be Nick anymore. But you expect the next guy to be better or as good as Nick, but Nick quit because he couldn't do it anymore. I mean, it's nuts. And so expecting anybody to succeed a legend and make it more positive or even equal is an impossible task. So, but back to that, yeah, I'll take DeBoer. You know, DeBoer and Smart are 1 and 1A in my opinion right now, and everybody else is just second tier.
Okay, Dave Bartoo on the Out of Bounds show. I smell an upset in Starkville. Texas A&M at Mississippi State. A&M is a 15.5 point. They're laying 15.5 points, and the total is 55.5. The game's in Starkville, and Dan Mullen and Dak Prescott will be there, but they will not be coaching or playing. Bartoo?
Well, it's who's A&M got next week, dude?
LSU.
LSU. See, that's remember we talked about Tennessee being in a trap game and looking past Florida for this Alabama game. And I'm seeing this over and over in the SEC. There are the back half of the season, there are a ton of trap games because there's so many good games to look forward to. And I agree with you here. This is a great trap game for A&M. You look at the numbers, though. Year to date, Mississippi State just inside the top 100 in offensive scoring efficiency, 120th in defensive scoring, 119th in defensive scoring efficiency. A&M, 58th in offense. Something pretty mid, but defensively they're 19th. So this is a defensive dominated team in that regard. So that kind of leans me under the 55.5. But when you look at, remember I was talking about strength of schedule, how tough the average offense and average defense that you played. If you adjust for talent, Mississippi State has the toughest first half in college football. The average offense that they have faced is the 9th toughest offense they faced. The average defense they faced is 11th. And that's without any talent. And in the SEC, we all know in the SEC, half the top 20 recruiters are in the SEC. So from a talent standpoint, SEC teams are always playing a tougher schedule. So personally, I wouldn't bet this game. I really wouldn't, because I don't know which A&M team's going to show up. That was a hot team that just absolutely whipped Missouri's butt the last time out. And Mississippi State, look, in spite of the numbers, they have played an absolute brutal schedule to date, and you have A&M looking forward. I got nothing on that. I really don't. I'm sitting here. I'm like trying to give a lean on it, right? Give somebody something to chew on, and all I can say is have a blast at Taylor's Wade, and hopefully you get the W. But I could not, in good faith, recommend a lean even on this game, because I'm looking at these numbers going, what's going to show up? It's a big game at home, but A&M's on a heater right now. A&M doesn't have a tough schedule. Here's one thing I think as a result, one of the things, the storylines that I'm looking at is, with all the teams beating themselves up against each other in the SEC, I think there is a really good chance, because Texas is so good and Texas A&M's schedule is so weak on the back half, you could have Texas versus Texas A&M for playoff seeding. It could be 10-1 and 11-0, Texas and Texas A&M, and winners going to the SEC title game, losers still going to be a top 18.
Wow.
Right? Because the schedule sets up for them. That's one of the things we always got to be looking at in these things, is everybody's looking at the rankings right now. Don't do it. Start pull up schedules and go, okay, where are these teams going? Are they hot? Are they not? And like I said, with Georgia, they've had a tough schedule, but they're not playing elite football. They're not top 25 in offense. They're not top 25 in defense. I know their schedule's tough. I know they're an elite recruiter, but the thing is, they haven't turned it on yet. And if they lose to Texas, look, Ole Miss still has better numbers offensively and defensively than Georgia, and that gives them a punch or shot. I think Georgia has a bigger chance of being excluded at 9-3, and A&M hitting 10-2 and getting in.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be wild if that Texas A&M game Thanksgiving weekend is for the basically all the marbles seeding in the college football playoff, man.
Right? They're both in.
Whoa. Okay.
Right here's another part of it. Though. If A&M loses, if A&M gets to 10-2, and they're on the edge, you know who else might be 10-2 on the edge?
Who?
Notre Dame.
Ooh.
And guess who Notre Dame beat in the first week of the season?
That's a great point.
Did you imagine that non-conference scheduling on week 1 bites A&M in the ass, and they get the 13th spot, and Notre Dame gets the 12th spot?
Goodness gracious.
Like I said, man, you start rabbit holing all this spider web of scheduling, it is delightful, from my opinion.
All right. Bartoo on the Out of Bounds Show, brought to you by Wings and Stella Artois at Martin's in Livingston. Fantastic place to celebrate game day. This is ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Bartoo, 2 teams that are struggling. Auburn at Missouri. Missouri's laying 4.5, and the total is 51.5.
Yeah, Missouri's a better team so far. 48th on offense, 44th on defense. Auburn just can't find a quarterback, man. Just can't find a quarterback. They're 89th in offensive scoring efficiency, 56th in defense. So I think the Missouri offense and the Auburn defense has good talent. Auburn has a good head coach. Auburn has a good coaching staff. This one is just kind of, I like where the numbers are pointing for Missouri, but I just don't see that as one that is really solid. If anybody listening is like, hey, I'm on Missouri minus 4.5, I ain't arguing with you. The numbers back it up. It's just not a solid one like laying 2.5 for the Tigers in Fayetteville.
Dave Bartoo, Diamond Dave, handicapper to the stars. We're going over the SEC schedule. He's going to do a quick hit later in the week, like 4 minutes. Y'all love the rapid fire, and it's been fun at the end of the segment, but we're going to save it for Thursday or Friday and just create a little bit more content. He's going to come in and rip on games outside the SEC. We'll stay in conference. Bartoo on the Out of Bounds Show, brought to you by Pearl River Resort. Amazing game day experience with the sports book and award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. LSU at Arkansas. Tigers are coming off a big-time win in overtime, emotional win over Ole Miss. Now they have to go to Fayetteville. Bartoo, what do you see in this matchup as LSU's laying 2.5?
Dude, let me tell you something. Last weekend, there's one thing to be at a stadium like Austin and get the win, right? And then what really is awesome is sitting there in the tailgate, drinking with everybody, having a good time. And somebody's RV has a giant big screen. And so post-game, sitting there drinking, having a good time, and then you get to watch LSU pull off the win at home while you're sitting there in the tailgate area. That was a great weekend last weekend. LSU's defense has really turned it around. They were 94th in scoring efficiency 3 weeks ago. Now they're 59th. They are absolutely progressing in the right direction. Offensively, they're 29th. So you got number 29 scoring efficiency offense going up against the 51st defense of Arkansas. But the big weakness is Arkansas's offense. Bobby Petrino has them at 92nd in offensive scoring efficiency, going up against LSU's defense at 59th. So I see 2 big edges here. Man, LSU has much better talent. They got a better coaching staff. They got a better offense versus Arkansas's defense. They have a way better defense versus Arkansas's offense. And we're laying 2.5. Now, I know we just talked about LSU next week. They're catching A&M, right? So, again, can this be a trap game at Arkansas? It can be. And if this was 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, something like that, more than one score, I would stay off it. But this is less than a field goal here. And you have everything that I like almost in your advantage except home field. So of all the SEC games so far that I have looked at, the one that I circled that I would like to bet the most would be LSU minus 2.5 at Arkansas.
Damn. All right, we got time for one more. Bartoo, show me the money, powered by Pearl River Resort. South Carolina at Oklahoma. Oklahoma laying 3, and the total's 40.5. Neither team.
No, dude, I couldn't believe it was 40. So I was looking at the numbers. I'm like, okay, I'm reading across but this is before I pulled the lines. I'm like, okay, South Carolina 65th on offense. Okay, Oklahoma 84th. Okay, Oklahoma's Kentucky, right? I mean, Kentucky's 100 on offense, 15th on defense. Oklahoma's 84th on offense, 14th on defense. So Oklahoma and Kentucky will play to 0-0 if they meet. So you got two subpar offenses here, but defensively, Oklahoma 14, South Carolina 34. I think it's gonna be a really low scoring football game, but you got the best unit on the field, you got the best talent, you got a better coaching staff. You're at home and you're only laying 3. I mean, if Oklahoma can't win and cover 3 against South Carolina this weekend, why are y'all playing football in Norman?
Whoa.
Seriously. Right? I mean, come on. It's not that South Carolina's bad. They have good talent. They've been playing it up to pretty close to Oklahoma's level. But at home, I mean, I could see at Columbia, Oklahoma -3. I don't see it here. And they need to bounce back hard because people are pissed off about 34-3 last week. So here's another one I like. I do like Oklahoma winning and covering. And if you don't want to lay the 3, just, go -145, get the money line, try to get yourself a winner. But I think Oklahoma's in a situation where you have to win this game. You absolutely have to win this game. Not just should, have to.
Can you do Kentucky at Florida in 30 seconds?
Oh, man. Do you know which way this one's going to go? I mean, this is Florida +1. They lost their quarterback. Like I said, Kentucky has the worst unit out there. 100th in scoring efficiency and on offense, 15th though on defense. With the new quarterback in Florida, I think he's battling under in this one. But I'll take the Gators to get the W, and then Kentucky to continue their spiral because, dude, they just can't put up points.
Handicapper to the gods, Dave Bartoo on the Out of Bounds show. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Friday, and do a rapid fire in a few minutes, all right?
See you, brother.
See you, dude. That was brought to you by, how about an Aplos Supreme Pizza and an ice-cold Stella Artois this afternoon, sitting outside in the green space at the Renaissance and checking out all the scenery. Have a great Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow. Dan Mullen, 8:30 on the Out of Bounds show.